Making money in crypto, it's nice. But what's even better? It's passive income. As a French person, making money without working, that's the best. I mean, that's kind of what we do already in France. But now we're going to see how we can do this in crypto. And I'm going to present you 5 different sources of passive income, totally passive, that you could use now based on data. One of the best tools you can use to find those passive incomes is DeFi Llama, because they have everything about the total money invested in each protocol. You can see which coin have more and more investing going in, and you can also see how much money you would make. So I'm going to check the category yields. And here I have all the different pools where I can invest my money, and I know what kind of return of investment I will get. For example, if I invest with Lido, so depositing my Ethereum on it, I will get 3.6% per year. To be honest with you, this is not what I'm looking for. I don't want anything below 6, 7 or 8%, because otherwise I can just invest in the stock market and I would get the same returns with less volatility. And then the problem with using this is that if I stake it, then I need to unstake it to sell it. So I lose a bit of momentum. So for me, there's no point to do it like that. However, what you could do is to select some coins that you have. Let's take, for example, a coin that we saw in a previous video, Maple, MPL. It was in this video, and now if you follow that one, you will be sitting on the 15 to 20% gains. Not bad. And now you're thinking, all right, I think this is gonna go further, so I wanna stake it. For Maple here, I can see where I can provide liquidity to some decentralized exchanges. For example, Uniswap V3. If I bring some MPL and some wrapped Ether, so some Ethereum, then I will get some 600% annually, which is not bad. And then same here, USDC, I would get 850%. Now, of course, when you see those numbers, it means that you're going to have some volatility. So the price will go up, the price will go down. So that would be better to use this if you want to use a coin that you know you are going to hold for like 6 months or 12 months. So something that you really believe in, that you did deeper research and analysis. For example, for myself, I'm not going to use this pool for Maple. And I will explain why later on in this video, but you will see that there are some stuff that can let you make money when the market is going up and when the market is going down. So be sure to stay tuned. Talking about Maple Finance, we know that the performance was already quite good, because if we compare the performance against Bitcoin, against Ethereum, against DeFi, everywhere we are in the green. Just as a reminder, is institutional capital marketplace on chain. What is good about them is they have Ethereum, Based, and Solana. So these guys, they are not monogamistic. They don't care. They just go everywhere where it's going to be some money. And honestly, those 3 blockchains are probably going to be the main one in the next bull market. Here we have the US Treasury bills, so you can just use your USDC for it, which is pretty good for people who don't have access to those things. Then we have different things with digital asset, investment grade debt, US Treasury tax receivables, tons of different products. However, you can see that the return on investment that we are going to get here, it's not the best. Of course, those kind of protocols in 3 to 5 years will be really interesting, because then probably the blockchain and everything will be more common and people will be investing in this. And if you check the data behind Maple Finance, you can see that basically the value and the money invested in it, it keeps growing. So that's interesting for this protocol. They have tons of money invested in. They have different liquidity provider. Now, last time, some of you guys asked me, how do I automate my investment? I use Basketfolio. To be 100% clear and honest, I am a co-founder of this project. Why? Because I wanted to automate my investment. You know that I am lazy, so if I can do something that's gonna automate it, I will do it. So basically, it lets you invest directly in the basket of assets. So you can say, oh, I want the top 5 or D5, and automatically it will buy and sell all the coins every week. Let me show you an example. Last time we talked about the zero knowledge. It's a category that is growing pretty well. We know that Mina had amazing performance. I can see that every week it just buy and sell all the assets for me. So like this, I don't need to have to care about it. It does the job. And you could invest, of course, in different categories if you want to invest in artificial intelligence, in metaverse, or just the top 10 of the altcoins or the layer 2. You decide, and then the tool do the rest for you. So you just have to invest in the narrative and not have to do all the research. That's for me a really good way to do passive income with crypto. Some would say that it's more passive investing than passive income, and I would say, yeah, I agree. Now, another one that I want to talk about is Hyperliquid, and you will see it's super interesting, that one. But the one I kept for the end, I think is even better. So Hyperliquid is a perpetual decentralized exchange. It's fairly new because you can see 20,000 users. However, the platform is really neat and it's really interesting. You can buy long, you can sell, you can short, you can have leverage. Of course, we're not here to do trading. This is not the purpose of this channel. I will not trade manually. I don't like that. The only way I will do is with some automations. But what we can do here is actually have the votes. And the votes let us copy trade someone. You could copy any of those different traders. You can see how much money people have invested with them. So it's fairly small now, right? Like 100K, 110K maximum. But what is it really interesting is here, 10 million, because this is the hyper liquidity provider. And I had a dream. It's to be a market maker, because market makers make money when the market is going up and when the market is going down. Basically, when you do market making, you're just matching the offer and the demand together. And you get paid for that. And you get paid pretty well. Most of the exchanges do this themselves, or they have other market makers that come and do it with their own algorithm. I have one of my really good friends. He's a rock star market makers. He was in the top 50, top 100 Binance traders because he had his bot working all the time, and then exchanges always want him to have on their exchanges. So for example, here, Hyperliquid, you can have 100% return per year. That's for the past month. Of course, if you check the all-time high, it's been up, down, really up, and there was a down. So it's not always winning. And that's why, for example, with this test account, I have only $100 that I made, but it's fine. I deposited $1,500 and we're already in profit. And what is even more interesting is that you can see all the order that they're placing, so you can learn on how they do it. And of course, they give you all the addresses of all the different votes. So definitely something to check out. However, it's not accessible to all the public yet. So I will put a referral link in the description. I can only have 5% per week if I'm not wrong. Maybe they will change this depending when you watch the video. Of course, all the invites, I will give them firstly to the investors boardroom. If you want to join it, there will be a link below, and the people in the email list. If you want to dig more, Hyperliquid is built on Arbitrum, which is a layer 2 of Ethereum. And I know that layer 2s on Ethereum are going to have a good time in the next bull market. Now, the last one I want to talk about, I would need at least an hour to explain you deeply. But I want to give you a glimpse of it because I think if you're interested in it, I will do a full video about it. That will take me ages to do. So I want to be sure we are on the same page. Trend following. Trend following is basically riding when the market is going up and then shorting when the market is going down. That sounds stupid, right? But everything that is simple in trading, it's usually what works the best. When we try to complicate it, it's just intellectual masturbation and not real work. For this one here, we can see that the market is going up, so we trend up. Then we pause it when the trend is reversed, then we see another trend formed. So we can ride it, then we pause it, then we have another trend formed. And if you're asking, yeah, but that seems like, what are you talking about, Antoine? And what I'm talking about is about insane performance from trend following funds. For example, Dun Capital, which is one of the best trend following funds on the stock market, if you started with $1,000 in the 70s, in 23, you will have 1,700,000. That's a lot. And of course, what you have to see is that have some drawdown. But when the market is going down, here, for example, they can still go up. And that's what is really interesting, because you are working to make money on both sides of the market and really play on the human side, which is to always follow the crowd. And I have some friends that did it in crypto. They have their own algorithm and they made money when the market was going down. Of course, they made a lot of money as well when the market was going up. But I don't know many people that made money when the market was going down. And when the market was going down on that year, made plus 100%. That's insane. Now, if you're interested to know more about this, I will check with him to prepare a video that is more enhanced around it. This is something really interesting. At least it's something that I have implemented in my strategy. It's not the biggest side of it, because if you remember one of my first videos, I see it as a spectrum for crypto. So I automate a lot and then I go looking for like the 10x to 100x bets. I try to not stay in the middle, which would be what most people do trading on Binance, on Coinbase. You have to be on the primary market and not the secondary market. If you want to know more about this, I will put a link in the description. Of course, get in the newsletter to get all that juicy information. And if I do a private workshop, that will be announced on the newsletter. Don't forget to watch this video, because I think those portfolios are really, really interesting and you need to know what they're up to. It was a pleasure. Stay handsome. Put a thumbs up if you want to, and I see you in the next one. Ciao.